And let's go ahead and chit chat.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial series. It is a lunch and learn program at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and hot topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our single moms club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, Noye Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.
Well, hello, everybody. Listen, you guys, thank y'all for being here today. I know you guys are like, what? It's Friday evening. But listen, this is a topic that we need to discuss. And I want to thank the beautiful Erin for being our super co-host on panel tonight. Erin, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing this evening?
Very good. Ready to get into the Vanderpump of it all.
I know, right? And you guys, do you love Erin's shirt? I love it. I love her shirt. Yes, Juice. I love that. Thank you so much. Erin and I were having a conversation on Instagram, and she asked if we were doing this Vanderpump review. And she said, let's have the conversation and look at it from another perspective. As you all know, if you follow Vanderpump Rules, there's a lot been going on. This reunion was a three-part series, and that was a reason for that because there was a lot happening. As you all know, there is what everybody is calling, instead of saying Sandoval, they're calling it a Scandoval because of everything that's happened with now. They're saying that him and Raquel hooked up and are a thing. And, Ariana, of course, being, I always say his wife, but they never married, but it was like a lifelong partnership. I thought it would be, very hurt by this, very, very hurt by all of this. And so we need to have the conversation, but we're going to take it at a different angle. Okay. We're going to take it at a different angle. We are going to talk about a lot of this stuff that's happening, but we're also going to discuss some things about healing and the process of healing that needs to take place with everyone that was there. Poor Andy, he's even caught in the middle. Andy's going to have to heal from some of this stuff too. So let me tell you, I also want to say hello to you who are in the chats. I see that Latoya is here. Hey, Latoya. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And listen, if any of you would like to join the chat, the link is in our YouTube page. It's been pinned there on our YouTube channel. But let's jump into this Vanderpump Rules. Erin, what was your thought with all of this that's going on? 3 series is for the reunion. Tell me your
Um,
thought.
I really felt they needed the three parts. I think that everybody needed to kind of come together, get out their grief. I think when a big affair happens like this, I think it's like a death in the family. When a
Mm,
relationship that was 9 years, that was they called each other life partners.
mm-hmm.
So she didn't believe in actually the ceremony of marriage, but they were life partners. I think everybody needed to come together and gather and kind of grieve the relationship, and that meant all the stages of grief, including anger.
And that's a part that a lot of people don't really realize. Like you said, Aaron, a part of the grief process is that anger part. We got to get through that too. You know, that's part of the grieving part, the anger. We got to get through it. So Natasha's here. Hey, Natasha. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Lauren. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Let's continue to have this chat. You guys, so uh, I don't even know where to start, but let's do this. If many of you have not watched Vanderpump Rules, or you know, you haven't really seen the reunion, there's been a lot. I'm gonna say, like Aaron did, the conversation did need to be had. They did need to have this conversation. I really do wish that Tom and Ariana could have had a private conversation prior to all of this stuff here. But I don't think that Raquel and Tom really thought this whole thing through. I think they were being selfish with their actions. I think they were thinking that it was going to blow over and maybe nobody was going to find out. What we're learning from Raquel's interview that she did at the end of episode 3 was she was actually hiding, still hiding a lot. Um, yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
I think that when you're in the midst of the affair, now my husband did have an affair for 2 years with his mistress, who was
Yeah.
my best friend. So I have a similar story than Ariana, that I was very close to the mistress. I'm
Mm,
still actually close to her children, so I was able to forgive. But I
wow.
think when you're in the midst of these affairs, I don't think they think of the outcomes. And I think selfishly, they're not even thinking of other people. So they
Right.
think it's going to be storybook. They, I'm not sure exactly what story they were reading, but
I
they
know.
think it's storybook.
I know that detrimental fantasy that they think will just stay a fantasy and La La Land. So Lauren is saying to you, Aaron, she says, Aaron D, good evening, my friend. Curves is here. Hello, Curves. How you doing? Thank you for dropping in. Thank you so much. And you guys, like Erin said, she's sharing her beautiful story as well, and I'm going to call it beautiful story because beauty came out of it, which we a lot of times see when things are happening in our lives, and we see it as dark and hurtful and bitter, but out of it can come a lot of beauty. You know, to be shown also, and it will take some time for Ariana to get there. But Erin herself has gone through this, like she just said, where she went through the same similar thing. You said your ex husband was cheating with your best friend,
Yep.
so you were Ariana in a sense.
Yeah, and I
Wow.
actually am still. She was married as well. I'm
Oh,
actually still best friends with her husband, who we were close. We because all four of us were very close,
yeah.
and we ended up staying friends. And I have a relationship with her kids. Call me aunt. They still call me aunt. I'm still part of their lives. We went to a therapist just so everybody knows to make sure what was right for the children.
Okay.
We did exactly whatever the therapist said for us to do, including I was willing to give up my relationship with the kids if that was right for the kids. And that was not right, according to the therapist. So,
Wow. Wow.
so I have seen her since, because that has always been the biggest question. Have you ever seen her? Yes, because I have a relationship with all three of her children that she had from her marriage. So,
Wow.
and I was able to forgive. Now, we never sat down and had a conversation. And I've forgiven her, and I don't feel I need to ever have a conversation. I can wave hello when she drops off the kids, and she waves hello back. And I take the kids when I get to go up and see them. I move states, so I go up to Connecticut and see the children, and I get to hug them and call. They still get to call me auntie, and it is. That's strange. Now I've never seen him again.
Wow.
They're together still.
Wow.
But he doesn't want to see me, which is fine. But I saw him one time in a store. I just kept shopping and I looked up and he was gone. So
Oh my gracious.
I
Now
didn't
let me ask you this. Now, Latasha said the situation is magnified by their life being on video.
100%.
Yes, absolutely. And Lauren says no one deserves to be cheated on. Absolutely not. They do not deserve to be cheated on.
And
Latoya said
and
had a brief intermission, had to check on Regina's other child. LOL, we lowered this subject right here. Yes, Latoya. And kiss my nephew for me. Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron.
I think that when people have had such a reaction to Ariana getting mad at the reunion, I think that's good for her. Let her get it out. Let her get her grief out. I don't think she overreacted at all. And I think if she needs to be angry now, that's her stage of grieving her relationship. And no, I don't like to swear, so I wouldn't have gone to the swear words, but
Uh,
I think that it's important to grieve a relationship. And I think that's exactly what she did. And even with Lala and Kent and Kate I think they're all allowed to have emotions because they're all extremely close, was my
mhm,
opinion. Because I know friends of ours that
mhm.
have been now friends with him again got to get mad, and they
Yeah.
get to get mad and angry and say things. And I understood James's perspective a little bit differently than everybody said. Everybody said he was outrageous and he wasn't with her anymore. When
Mhm.
you're with somebody for a long time, and they were, when they make a mistake after the relationship, after they've only been broken up a year, you feel somewhat responsible. I know that I
Wow.
felt responsible to those kids because my ex had cheated with their mother. And I felt responsible that they were hurt in this situation,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't me that hurt them. So I understood James's anger from that perspective.
I understand that he was angry too, and I understand Lala was angry, but I just could not get over the fact that James had cheated several times, even with Lala, and Lala still won't take the ownership that she was the mistress. And I don't think that Lala is understanding that she too hurt Randall's wife or ex-wife.
Mhm.
I don't think she's taken ownership for that. One thing that Raquel did say, and she may have been like, sarcastic about it, but she did say, hey, I apologize. I was wrong. I did, hurt you, and I shouldn't have done that. And I'm the lowest of the low, kind of so much. But I don't think I ever heard Lala say to Randall's wife or ex-wife. I don't know what she is now. I think she's ex now. I don't think I've ever heard her apologize to the wife. Um, have you ever heard her apologize?
During the season, she did say how sorry she was. She was lied to. She said she didn't know about the wife when she got with him. So that's why she doesn't feel she's a mistress. But she also joked that she really was. She knew she
She
was.
knew. She knew she was.
She knew she was. But she
Mhm.
didn't feel like it was her fault. I'm wondering if some of her anger especially at Raquel, was deflecting her own feelings about what she had done. I kind of wonder if she had deflected some of her own feelings onto
Mhm.
that situation.
Yeah, she could have, but Lala, I think Lala knew exactly what she was in with she was with Randall. I think she's still trying to cover it up and not be as honest about that relationship. And again, for her fighting so hard for Ariana. I understand she's your friend. I understand all of that. But Lala, you did some dirty stuff, even with Ariana in front of Swartz, talking about the cookie and stuff like that. So you weren't even respecting their relationship. And so again, when I watch all of this and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you guys are going in real hard on Tom. Yes, he was wrong. Yes, Raquel was wrong. But I was like, you guys need to ease up a little bit because y'all were also wrong in a lot of cases. And I understand, like you said, they are protecting Ariana, but at the same time, understand and know that, you guys were once in that place. Even James said, a few times when Andy was saying, hey, you did this, that, or whatever. And James said, oh, you want to keep bringing up 4 years ago? Well, yeah, James, we're going to bring it up because you did it.
Yeah.
We're not going to forget the fact that you did it and you're sitting next to one that did it. So I understand they wanted to fight hard for Ariana. And I understand that, Schwartz was wrong. I mean, not Schwartz, Sandoval was wrong. I understand that. I understand Raquel was wrong. But I think that the nasty words that they were using was just low of the low. And once you put those words out there, it's real hard to reel them back in. And I just don't think that it was needed or warranted to be that way. Even Lisa kept trying to tell them calm down, with what they were saying and so forth. I think really the one who probably had a right to say such vile things was Ariana.
Yes.
I really think she was probably the only one. Go ahead.
I would say they probably all need to forgive themselves for the past mistakes. I'm wondering if that had built up more of their anger. I think a lot of forgiveness needs to be going on. None of that was right. I do not believe that they should have gone at Tom the way they did. Only Ariana should have.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even Katie, because she's much closer to Ariana, would have had, because she was also betrayed too. She was part of that betrayal that had happened.
Yeah.
So because she had trusted those two very much as well. And I didn't see her going at them as hard as Lala and Kent did. And that made me sad. But I think there's a lot of forgiveness. They have to not only forgive Tom and Raquel for what they did, but they have to forgive themselves for their past mistakes. And I think that made them more angry. And it went too far because of all the anger they have just built up over the years too.
Still have it. And maybe because once they themselves take ownership for what they fully did, then they can get over some of that anger and it won't keep coming up in other situations in other people's lives. So let me go back up here to Lauren. She said, Aaron, I'm sorry you went through this awful situation. Thank you, Lauren. And Latoya says, I agree, Aaron. It's very important to get the anger out in the early stages, because if you don't, it will make you bitter and cold. I made the decision I would not let my blessings make me that way. Come on now. And she also says they were blindly complacent. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. She says, happy Friday, passing through. Have a great evening. Thank you so much, Robin, for being here. Thank you. So again, they went through this anger and this bitterness. Let's talk a little bit about what led up to this. Do you think, and as I was watching the reunion and I'm watching Ariana, and of course she has every right to be angry at Tom. Do you think that her communication with Tom led Tom to think you're demeaning me, you're minimizing me, you're not making me feel like a man, led him to go out and seek that attention elsewhere? Oh, let me bring Curbs on. Hey, Curbs.
Hey, Juice. Hey, Aaron. How's it going?
Good.
Excellent.
All right, we'll give you 1 second. Hold on a second. Let me get Aaron to answer that question. So, Aaron, what do you think? Do you think the way she communicated with him made him feel as though he was?
No, I think that Tom needed an excuse afterwards for himself. And I don't even know if that was for public. I think he needed an excuse for himself to justify what he had done, to be able to deal with it, to move forward. After all, he has to live with himself every day and look in that mirror. You have to justify it to yourself. And he's just using that justification in the world right now. Whether he believes it inside or not, he is trying to justify what he did. And part of me felt bad for him watching that, because it's sad that he feels like he has to make these little excuses.
Wow, that's good. Curves, what would you like to add to this conversation?
Well, first, Aaron, I love you. I'm sorry that happened.
I'm not.
I know, right? But I'm just, just like, because the pain is hard, but it does give us butterfly dust for our wings to make us stronger and more beautiful in the long run. Mm-hmm. So I get what you're saying about how you're not, but just, when your friends go through it, like it's, you feel for them.
Yeah.
So in that respect,
mm-hmm.
I feel like part 3 of the reunion was very telling. I feel like it spoke volumes just about how do I want to say it? Kind of about it's just hypocrisy and delusion. Because the hypocrisy for Lala to be up out of her seat,
Right.
the
That's what I'm saying.
hypocrisy
Yeah.
for James to not even want to bring up
Right.
the infidelity while he hammers Raquel, the hypocrisy even of Katie, who divorced Tom. I was with Tom Schwartz. You divorced him. You have zero say, even as a courtesy, of what I do from here on out. It was me. I was really just, what's that? You know, I was like just telling you that. I'm sure like part of Tom was like, you can't be serious. You know what I mean? Like, even though he was like, okay, fine, I won't date any of your friends. Nor was Raquel and Katie ever friends, in my opinion. They weren't ever friends. So she was automatically excluded from whatever Katie's expectations were. And then with Ariana, you know, I have been waiting for her to be confronted with Raquel. However, just like I would have probably said the same thing in my way to a woman who broke up my relationship. But I would have already said it. I wouldn't have waited to the reunion just to have all these names to call somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she didn't really say anything. All she did was call her names. I would have been telling her how you made me feel so that I could humanize myself further, even though you know it's wrong. I know you're going through it because I'm a human and this is how you made me feel. Not you're a C, you're a B, you're stupid,
that wasn't necessary.
You're this, you're that. And I just feel like she was just so entitled to do that, totally validated in doing that, had every right to do that. And it was a missed opportunity for her to emote to the person who she feels caused her further pain. You know what I mean? Because I kind of feel like I'm of the belief that you got to get it out to the source. So
directed to
somebody hurts me or wrongs me or rubs me and they're in my circle and in my life enough for me to want to mention it to you, then I'm going to mention it to you because I need you to understand this about me so we can move wherever we're moving. Even if it's away from each other, it's in understanding or overstanding. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do. Lauren says this. She says, I did not enjoy the reunion. Lala and James screaming over everyone was not amusing. And Lauren also says this. She says, also, the reunion was filmed so long ago, and we found out so much before the reunion. Already there were no surprises. Now, let's talk a little bit. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Lauren had another comment. She said, Lala was projecting her pain onto everyone, like you said, Aaron. She said, and I think she feels a tiny bit guilty for sleeping with James when his relationship with Raquel was new.
She doesn't feel sorry.
I don't know if she feels sorry, but she probably is projecting her pain, like Aaron said. Let's talk about the Tom Schwartz.
Can I just say about the projecting part?
Yes.
Like, I was thinking it was projecting, but it's not that serious. She doesn't care about Ariana enough to project. She's being like, why aren't you guys caring about me and Randall? That's Lala's problem. You know what I mean? She wants all the attention on herself. She doesn't want to project it anywhere. No, she needs all of the shine, literally in tinfoil on the stage.
But like, she's trying to like not mention Randall. She's just trying to.
She's crazy. We have it on film, Lala.
Yeah, she's trying not to mention Randall. She's trying to get out of all that. I don't like the bitterness, the cattiness, and all of that stuff. Let's talk about Tom Schwartz, Aaron. What do you think as a friend? He was in a tough position on the couch, and he even to the point where he said that he had to take a Xanax. He had his prescription medicines there. And I get what he's saying because I have Xanax for my anxiety after after the pandemic, all of this stuff happened. And my doctor actually put me on a prescription, but I don't take that stuff every day because that stuff is no joke. But for him to just rip that out, take that out of his pocket and say, hey, he's taking that. And I watched Tom Schwartz as he sat there. His foot kept shaking so much with the nervousness of all of this. What do you think about him as a friend and the position that he was put in through all of this? Aaron, what do you think about that?
Well, I work in pharmacy, so the Xanax thing, you could see. I was watching him get more and more tense. I actually thought the Xanax before that person came out was a smart idea because I thought he was going to pass out. He had
Wow.
become very pale in the face. I actually
Mhm.
thought they should have taken him off the stage. I was like, I hope they have somebody there. And that was before he took out the pill bottle. So when he took that out and said, "I'm taking a Xanax," I was like, oh, okay, he's doing something to calm himself because he looked
Yeah.
so upset, like it was building and building and building. And I can't imagine the anxiety he had. I haven't been in a spot where he's been where I've had to defend a friend
Mm,
or and especially it's not only his best friend, it's his business partner. I
right.
can't even imagine that position and to have known about the affair. And it sounds like he knew about it for most of the
Yeah.
affair time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what he's feeling and the pressure and the maybe actual regret, not only regret, feeling guilty. He looked like he felt guilty.
Yeah.
I really was concerned about him health wise and mentally coming out of this. That was my kind of thought. I was like, because I could see his face coming flushed, his foot was shaking, but you could also see him clenching onto the chair sometimes,
Yeah.
and they would pull the camera away from him. And I was actually very concerned with him health wise, I think was my more thought when I was watching it.
Yeah, I was really concerned for him because it seems to me like he is really holding in a lot. Tom Schwartz to me, as I watched the whole season, this season, I'm really concerned for Tom Schwartz. I'm really, really, truly concerned for him, because I see the signs of if somebody don't catch him, he's going to fall and he's going to fall real hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Katie understands the pressure that she's putting on him. And she's still, to me, trying to control what he does. And you're
Yeah.
not married anymore. You can't continue to control the narrative of what goes on in his life. Do they both need to respect each other and respect each other's
Yes.
space? Yes. But I don't think Katie is seeing what she's doing to add more damage to Tom. And
Yeah.
I think she needs to really take a closer look at that. To me, Katie seems as though, and I could be wrong, but to me, it seems as though Katie is trying to be his more like his mom than she was trying to be his wife. And Tom kinds of project how do you say with him? He tries to use like little smart aleck remarks to get out of stuff because I don't think he really wants to really be as combative as the others will say. Curves, what's your thought on these two topics we're talking about? And hey, Sebastian, thank you for being here. He says I'm at work and y'all got me in here.
Thank you for being here, Sebastian.
Curves, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, like I was saying, like I agree totally. Katie has misdirected use of energy, itis. We just made a new condition.
You go ahead, girl.
She got the itis. And
Yeah.
you're right. It is very kind of momish. You know, maybe they used to kind of get off on it. Who knows?
Ooh,
Maybe
yeah.
I've already said a number of times, I believe she needs some black latex and a whip,
Ooh,
get herself a mask and a surname.
ooh.
And I think she would be quite happy being a dominatrix of some sort.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, because she went and got that young boyfriend that looked like he was 12.
Yeah. Yeah. And she could just get you together. She doesn't have to care. She can just go live her fabulous life and travel. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she'll have you under control the way she likes having control. Yeah. And maybe Tom wasn't into that because he was busy kissing everybody else.
Oh, my gracious, that poor Tom. Tom, I
Yeah.
think, has a lot that he's dealing with, and to protect. I mean, I can get him. Him and Tom are besties, and he tried his best to protect him, and he did. But in that protecting, he got himself in trouble.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in that
Did you see his interview with Jax?
no.
Yeah, I played that. We did a dissection the other day.
Oh, I'm gonna go to
So
your
he
channel.
finally went.
Oh,
on
I
the
will
Nancy
definitely watch
Booty
that.
Show, an
Mhm.
exclusive interview over there.
Mhm.
And Milo. Oh my God.
Not your dog is named Milo too, like Summer House.
Oh, I didn't know. Is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Milo is coming up on one. We got him last July. So, but
Wow.
I
Well,
feel like
Sebastian
Tom,
said, he says, I'm shocked Tom didn't pass out.
I
Wow.
know he's under a lot of pressure.
He
And
is.
in the
I'm
interview, he said him and Tom Sandoval, or he's taking a break from Sandoval. He said that he feels used. He
Ooh.
said that he should have said something sooner. It's
Mm.
costing him so
Mm-hmm. Or Curve's channel or her audio went out.
now.
She's back. Okay. Mhm.
Okay, sorry, my alarm went off.
Okay.
So
He felt
yeah, he said
used.
a lot of
Wow.
things in that interview, and I don't feel like Jack should be getting airtime just because of this. He's the number one F boy of all time on TV. And
Wow.
I just feel like he's mad we're not talking about his escapades.
Ooh.
So, and if you think about it, Raquel is the age that James was when he was messing up,
You better
that
come on.
Ariana was when she was messing up, that,
Speak the fact.
Jax was when he was messing up. She happens to be the youngest one in the bunch right now. She
Yeah.
was the same age. That's around the age that Sheena was when she was messing up, when she was with that married man that they started the show with, right?
And that's the thing that I was saying. All of them have a past of cheating. All of them have a past of cheating. Why go so hard? Why go so hard? Because if people came at them like that, so Sebastian says this. He says Sheena should have never told that to a public, knowing she stole Brandy Glanville's marriage. Ooh,
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's
yeah,
so,
they all
it's
have
like
stuff.
alternative facts.
Yeah. Lauren says, I never liked Ariana. Wow. She says she had times where she would holler through though then and be dismissive. And that's what I was saying. I think she was very dismissive to
Yeah.
Tom. She said he may have felt that she cut him down. Still, he should have broken up with her, not cheated. There is no excuse. Absolutely. And that's the part I think too, because we're going to talk about the healing process on this second half of this show tonight.
Oh,
Because
awesome.
a lot of people, what they do is they go through so much of this hurt and anger, and they have no way of knowing how to heal. And it goes from one relationship to the next relationship to the next. So, like Erin said, she have to heal, and she's fine with her life now because you have to get to that healing process. I'm going to get to these next comments, and then we're going to talk about the healing process of this and what we think the cast can do to get some healing of their own. Sebastian says, I don't feel sorry for Ariana. You lose them the same way you get them. Oh,
Exactly. And
oh,
that's why you have to be mindful of what you're doing when you're doing it. Even Raquel, she's going to have to be careful. She's 68 days away now. You guys saw that? It's confirmed that she's been in a mental facility for 68 days since the thing. She hasn't been seeing Tom because she's
wow.
been in this mental facility. They weren't at that resort. She's literally away trying to get it together to understand why she did what she did. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That,
Well, you know what? I mean,
68
kudos to
days.
her that she's seeking some assistance and seeking some help. So
Yeah.
that's a positive. I'm not even going to look at that as a negative. I look at that as a whole positive
Isn't that
because
beautiful?
sometimes you do have to get yourself away from what caused all of this negativity. Get yourself secluded by yourself and with people that can help you so that you can get the healing that you need. And like Ariana says, she never wants to have a relationship with Raquel anyway. Maybe that's a good thing. They both need this time apart so they both can heal and get some healing. Lauren says this. She says the first time Ariana said she didn't want marriage and kids, Tom should have broken up with her. She did not want the same things as him. Great
Bam.
point. Great point. And Lauren says, I have Xanax. I only take it when I have a very bad panic attack. Me too.
I
That's
think
I
that's what he
want
was having on
Xanax.
stage.
It turns out they don't give it to you when you ask.
mine is prescription. Mine is
Yeah,
prescription.
no, I asked the doctor for it. They're like, oh, you don't need that.
Oh no, you have to go through a whole process. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to go.
If
And-
he has it, he needs it, and he was definitely having a panic attack on the
He
stage.
needed it.
Poor
He needed.
guy.
Hey
Poor guy.
Fifi, how you
Hi,
doing?
Fifi.
Thank you for being here. So Sebastian said Bravo should be grateful he cheated with her. They got VPR ratings over 1 million consistently.
Right.
Wow.
2 million was in the ratings for Sunday.
Wow. Wow. All right. So Lauren says, I don't agree that Katie was controlling Tom. All she asked was don't hook up in the friend group. Tom was verbally and emotionally abusive to Katie. Wow. I didn't see that.
Oh.
I didn't see him being verbally abusive. I did see him being demeaning when he would like do his little sarcastic remarks because he knew it would make her mad.
I
But-
guess if a man's position is to protect then he was being abusive because he never protected her. He never took up for her, not one
I
time.
think he knew how to protect her. I don't
He
think
knows
he.
how to take up for everybody else. He told her she was about to get sued if she didn't shut up about that Joe girl, and that she was going to get a cease and desist if she didn't stop that.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think it was unreasonable to ask not to date in the friend group that they were in. I don't think that's an unreasonable request because she was also saying, I won't date. She wasn't offering anything she wasn't willing to do herself. She
I
said,
believe
I
that
won't
too.
date in the friend group. You don't date in the friend group. And then we could date outside. We can know about it. We can be supportive of each other. She just said, I don't think, and she was honest with her feelings. I think that was good. She said, I cannot be supportive of you dating someone in this group of our friends. If you date outside, I will support you.
Yeah. Do you think it was okay for her bringing the new boyfriend around when they were at the beach?
He knew about him before time, and they had already, she, because Tom knew about the new boyfriend, I think it was okay. It wasn't like it was actually a surprise.
I think it still hurt him though. I think
I
it was.
think it did. I
Yeah,
think no matter what, it's going to, I think her point was clear. No matter when they start to date, it's going to hurt the
yeah,
other person.
it
Don't
is.
make it worse by it being someone in this small group.
Hmm. So Sebastian said Tom Schwartz is an innocent man who happened to know too much info. He's the scapegoat. I feel bad for him.
Me
Yes,
too.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for him too. Um, I think Tom Sandoval is really going to need to do a lot of healing himself.
Yeah.
He's really going to need to do a lot of healing, and he should not base his healing on Ariana's forgiveness of him because he
Right.
might be waiting a long time for that. And a lot of people do that. They base their healing on somebody forgiving them, and that person takes way too long or sometimes never forgive them. And so that person ends up never being healed. So you've got to find ways to get to that healing process without the person saying, okay, I forgive you. Don't wait for them to do it. Find your healing within yourself. I got this book and I wanted to bring this up because even though Tom and Ariana were not married, they were in a relationship. You know, we call them lifelong partners. And so I look at it as a marriage. And so I always like to look at stuff and think, okay, what can we do to prevent this from happening in the future? So let's talk about the healing process. But before we do that, let's go in the middle and talk about what we can do before a marriage gets to that place where this all happened. I've got this great book that I read, and it's called 366 Devotions for Couples. Miss and Mrs. And it has this part here. It says the healing power of confession. And it says, is your marriage sick today? Hurtful words, selfish choices, and unresolved conflict create distance between you. You can drift apart angry, cold towards one another that you want to be close to. As time goes by, you'll struggle to find the way back to each other again. So here's the thing. I think that there was a struggle happening between Tom and Ariana where they were angry, they were having conflict, but they weren't having the real conversations they needed to have. I think that's part of where their marriage started going backwards. What do you think about a little bit of this, what I read, Ariana? The hurtful words, the selfish choices, and unresolved conflict creating distance between couples. I'm sorry, Aaron. What do you think about that?
I think that communication is the biggest key to any relationship, friendship, or romantic. So if they're not communicating, that is going to break down the marriage. And you should never, I'm, you should never swear at somebody or demean them in a conversation. I think that does take, once you cross that line, it's hard to come back.
It is. It is. It is. Curves, what's your thoughts on that? Let me get Sebastian's comment while we wait for Curves to come back. Sebastian said, where was the praising for healing when the others were cheated on? Yeah, this is what they do on this show. Everyone on this show has some sort of soul tied to each other. Yeah, well, they have been this Vanderpump has been on for 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Right.
On for 10 seasons, and there's been a lot of mess going on the show. Curves, what's your thoughts about the healing process for them? And then I'm going to come over to Aaron. What do you think that needs to happen next with all of these couples on here, or all these people would say, because they're not really couples? And
Right. Well, I was thinking, Okay, so communication, Erin, that is great. I love it.
Mhm.
And the intimacy part, like you got to keep it hot to get it hot, to keep it hot. Like it's a three-step process. You get it hot, you keep it hot, you get it hot.
Yeah.
Repeat. You get it hot, you keep it hot, you get it hot. Repeat. Whatever version that is. Because I can't, I'm not hanging over the side of the bed in a handstand anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
So
do.
it changes, but there's still a version of get it hot, keep it hot, keep it hot, get it hot. You know what I'm saying? It's still a
Mhm.
version of that. And I think that's
So
really important.
you think like with me, well, I've been married for 20 years and I love my husband. I had two prior marriages and listen, both of them were cheaters. There was some cheating that went on. And I oftentimes would blame myself when that happened. And I had to get to a mature state where I had to learn, Lo, it's not me. It's not me. The reason why they cheated. They cheated because they wanted to cheat. But in this marriage, when I married my husband, I said, I want to make sure that my husband knows that I love him with everything. And so there's nothing left for him to go search for another woman.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and so I had to make the adjustment. And part of that is the way I speak to him.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I have to make sure that I'm not talking down to him, that I'm not yelling at him in front of people, that I'm not making him feel less than. Even
Right.
when I'm not around people, even when we're here alone, the communication still has to be loving. It still has to be respectful.
Right.
I have to find out what his needs are, what his wants are. I have to have those tough conversations because men don't oftentimes tell us what it
Mm-hmm.
is they're lacking, but we women are very vocal about it, but men are not that vocal. So I had to have those late night conversations with my husband because I was determined to make this marriage work. And so we have to have those conversations. But back to Ariana and Tom and all of this that happened on the show, I really want Ariana. Let's talk about her a little bit. I want her to heal. And I think that if her friends could do this one thing, that's not continue to have the negative conversations about what happened, but to have conversations about how she moves forward, I think that will help her in her healing process. Aaron, you went through a situation very similar to this. How did you do your healing, and what suggestions would you give to Ariana?
In the beginning, I tried to forgive them because that's what everybody said. But I had to kind of learn through my own journey that I had to forgive myself for this too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I cheated. I didn't have a bad marriage. We communicated. I never
Right.
yelled, never fought.
Yeah.
Even when we were divorcing and we went places to get my name off things, people were like, "How can you be divorcing? You get along." I had to learn that I had to forgive myself because I chose him.
Wow.
I chose her. And I chose to love them both. Not in that try-up thing that they were talking about at the reunion, just to be clear. But I chose them in my life. And I chose to trust them. And to be able to trust the next people that were going to come into my life, that God was going to put in my life. Lord, I think you're I had to be able to forgive myself to be able
Go
to
ahead.
forgive
Yeah.
them and to move forward. That
Okay,
was
Curves,
the
I just muted you so I can. Yeah, there was an echo, but I'll unmute you in a second here, Curves. Go ahead, Aaron.
I had to be able to forgive myself for the position I had put myself in. And I think you have
Mm,
to take ownership that, yes, they cheated. Yes, that wasn't my choice. But to get my power back,
yeah.
they chose the 2 year plus year affair. But
Wow.
by forgiving myself and then forgiving them, took my power back and chose who I was going to become from it. Because you are going to change. And I
Yes.
had to let that go too, because I'm like, I don't want this to change me. But I had to realize it was going to. And I had
Yes.
to be okay with that. And then I got to choose who I was going to be.
Wow. So you said there was that was a 2 year a two
Two
Wow.
year
plus year affair.
affair. Wow.
We were together 11 years, and I never went back any farther, but I know it was at least 2 years.
Wow.
And you didn't even go back further, so it could have been more.
It could have been longer. I stopped. I was like,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
all I need to know. 2 years. That's long enough to know This,
How did this take place, Aaron? Oh my goodness.
yeah,
You said it was your best friend?
it was
Her
my best
best
friend.
friend.
On her paperwork for her kids, because she didn't have any, she had a brother but lived very far away. Her school paperwork for her kids, I was listed as her sister. She listed me as her sister that I could go pick up her
Whoa.
children from school. When her kids were sick, I would go get them. I would bring them
Whoa.
back to my home. I had them every Christmas Eve so she could wrap Christmas presents.
Oh my
Did
gracious.
she have somebody that she left too? Or
Yeah,
did
she was
she?
married.
Yeah.
She
She
was
was
married
married
too.
to Curves. Yeah. She
And
was
I'm
married.
still very good close friends with him. He is my family. He's my family for life.
But he was hurt too.
He was hurt too, and he had to go through this too. And I almost feel like we said afterwards we were lucky we had each other,
Yeah.
that we bonded over it. We knew each other, but we knew each other from her. And we just instantly became each other's rocks.
Yeah.
And thank God for him. I thank God every day that I didn't go through this alone.
I get that.
Right.
Hmm.
I
Bless your
went through
heart.
this with a partner that I did not choose. He did not choose me, but
Wow.
they chose this for us and we chose the outcome.
Wow.
Wow.
I appreciate you sharing this, Aaron, because again, you give us another perspective. We're seeing Ariana, on screen today because of what you went through. And I'm praying that Ariana will have the same thought process that you're having right now to be able to move forward and not continue that. Lauren says this. She said Raquel showed a lot of emotion and addressed Ariana when she apologized. It was refreshing to see her take responsibility for what she did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yes.
It made me
So
feel good about rooting for her.
it did, and I'm glad she is getting the mental help that she needs as well. So Aaron, just real quick, because we do have a few minutes left here, if I could just go back to your story and what happened with you. And again, I'm not saying, let me clear this up. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Let's clear this. Not every marriage ends in cheating has to do with a wife screaming or no sex or
Yeah.
anything like that. Not everyone does.
I was pregnant when we went through ours, so
Oh,
obviously I miscarried during the divorce. So
oh,
yeah, I
Bless
actually,
your heart, Aaron. I love you. I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't
no.
share that a lot because when you miscarry, you blame yourself. But I think if I hadn't been pregnant, I wouldn't have, because I asked for the divorce. He was shocked. Everybody was shocked because we had, everybody's like, go to therapy. You guys have a great marriage. You'll fix it. And I said no, mostly because I didn't want to bring a child into that. I thought I can get along with him. I can forgive him and we can be parents, but I can't be his wife.
Oh my God, that's
And
hard,
I think
Aaron.
it was
Jesus.
very, very difficult.
Wow.
But in the end, God sent me that baby to get me to be where I am today. And God, and I know that that baby saved my life. So,
Wow. Pregnant and a miscarriage
yeah.
all at the same time. I can't, Aaron.
Bless your
It,
heart. Oh my God.
God, I
yeah,
can't.
because everybody's like, oh, you must not have been. Oh, no, we were, because I was. So that wasn't the problem. Um,
Oh,
I think he was,
wow.
his parents both cheated on each other. I think he just thought that was okay. And I think he didn't think I would ever divorce him. Because
Wow.
our divorce, and people are going to take this wrong, I felt more bad for him when we got divorced than myself because he took it much harder. He never thought I would leave him.
You have such amazing strength, Aaron. I'm
Yeah, that's
sitting here
not so hard.
I'm trying to hold myself together. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you have such amazing strength. I didn't even know when we had this topic today that it was going to take me to this level. And it's a whole nother thought process that I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Curves?
Yeah.
It's just a whole nother thought process because you look at what so many people go through in life and even though we're talking about Ariana and the show and everything, and I know she's going to be an amazing person, and I'm even going to say Tom and Raquel and all of them are going to be amazing people,
Yeah.
but these sad spaces that people have to go through to get to the good spaces, it hurts. And Aaron, you having to have gone through what you went through, I mean, the joy of knowing that you're pregnant, and then the thought process of how, am I going to have this baby and so forth, and then to lose the baby during the divorce. Divorce is already hard enough. And I'm sitting here thinking, Aaron's such an amazing person. Why?
Right.
Now
Some
I miscarried a couple days after we separated, so it wasn't very long, and I was only a few weeks. So,
Wow.
but
Oh my
but
God. I could
You're
not.
amazing.
it did save my life, and I wouldn't have been as strong. I think I think parents will understand this, even though I'm not a parent because I never gave birth. You think of that child first.
Right.
From
Yeah.
the moment you are pregnant, that child is first.
Yeah.
And so my child was to me, and I thought, I'm going to bring it into a good situation. And
Yeah.
that's why I left. Because he would have continued to cheat.
Of
And that
course.
doesn't
Of
make
course.
him a bad person. That just made his morals weren't the same as mine.
I love you so much, Aaron, and I'm sorry that you went through all of that. And I know you're would say that you're fine with it. And I am truly sorry that you went through that, but I love the strength that you came out of it with. And I love that you did not allow that to take you and keep you in a dark space.
Yeah.
And I'm praying that someone that will see this video will get to this part and they would get life out of this part that you said right here, because someone else needs to see this. I'm a very spiritual person. I love the Lord,
Me
and
too.
I don't think that anything is done happenstance. I believe that this video is made for somebody to take a look at this and get through the healing process of what they need within themselves. And I thank you for even sharing this on, this open platform that you did not have to do, but I'm glad you did. But I apologize for you having to go through this and having went through it. But again, I also applaud you for how you came out of it. You're such a light to have gone through so much darkness, and it just amazes me. And I'm so grateful that you have shared that with us. And I'm amazed at the person who you are. And I'm sad that you went through, all of that, Aaron, but I really am delighted to know that you are a person that needs to be an example to others through stuff like this. I applaud you. I really do. I sincerely. Curves, did you want to add something to this so I can get myself together?
Well, I just love Aaron. And when you think
Yeah.
about like everything you've been through, Aaron, and that you're still so giving and
Yes.
loving and
Yes.
caring and still so ready to still take care of other people outside of yourself instead of be selfish with Aaron. You share
Mhm.
yourself, and it's so progressive, elevated, and commendable to
Yes.
just like witness you and to be a part of like your vibe. And I totally appreciate you ever since we first interacted. And to like understand you on a deeper level is to like overstand the reason that God even put you in my life. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So like
Yes.
you can let me know and let others know that it's okay. You don't have to yell, you don't have to fight. You could just know that there's a reason to go that's deeper
Right.
than you, and
Mhm.
do that and be okay and still be caring and still be loving and still be happy and still make other people happy and not afraid to love again. And it's beautiful, and you're giving me goosebumps.
I know. I know.
I
I
totally do. I think I see more light since I came out of that situation. And
yeah.
I, one of the people who was giving me advice during my divorce said they really could never, the anniversary would always hurt them. I don't, my anniversary happened at Christmas time, and I love Christmas, and my sisters my youngest and my oldest sister are obsessed. Sheila and Kathleen are ridiculous at Christmas time. So I had no choice, but I was going to get over that because that happened at Christmas.
You're not gonna let that mess up Christmas. We're not
No,
doing that. We're not
like,
messing
so
up
I'm like,
Christmas.
well, that can't happen. Like, that was the thing. Oh, you should take the day apart. And I was like, well, that can't happen. It's like 2 days before Christmas. My family's never
Oh
going to
my,
let that happen.
wow.
But
Do you-
I think
That's
I saw
amazing.
what they had become, and I just said no. And I get to see such beauty in the world because of what I went through. Get to see and celebrate it so much more because I appreciate it more.
I commend you on that. I
Beautiful.
commend you. I
Beautiful.
commend you. Do you think that has that stopped you from looking at future relationships, Aaron?
I I don't know what God has planned for me, I always say. I don't know that I would want to do it again. My grandmother was widowed young, my dad's mother, and
Mm,
she was widowed in her late 40s or early 50s. And
wow.
I asked her when I was a little girl, I said, Grandma, how come you never got remarried again? She goes, oh, honey, I loved your grandfather, but you only make that mistake once. Get it now.
Erin is the cutest. She's the cutest. So Sebastian says this in the chat. He says, I'm not praying for Ariana. She was wishing very horrendous things on Raquel and Tom. I get it. Yes, she was. She was doing it out of hurt. And sometimes we have to be real cautious of what we do and say out of hurt also,
Yeah.
because a lot of that stuff, I'm a firm believer, you be very careful with your words, because really if something were to happen to Tom or to Raquel, I don't know if Ariana would really be cheering, I mean,
Yeah.
something tragic. So we got to be careful with
Yeah.
those words. But I get you, Sebastian. Sebastian will save his prayers for the good stuff. There you go, Sebastian. That's what I just said. She's, God forbid if they unalive themselves. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And that's why I'm
Tom
glad.
made a really cryptic post the other day.
Oh,
He had on Tom and the Most Extras Instagram page, they
mm,
posted a picture of some of the stuff, the hate that they get. And
mhm.
it was like, go K yourself and I
Oh,
hope you
wow.
pee and stuff like that. And
People can be cruel.
he was like, when is it gonna stop? After you get what you want? Or something like that, he typed.
Yeah,
Very cryptic.
we gotta be real careful with in social media, and people that you've never met can be so cruel with the words when they could really just use their good words to try and help a person through. Again, yes, Tom was wrong for what he did. Yes, Raquel was wrong for what she did. However, I don't think, like people say, I don't think the crime the fits, the penalty fits the crime, of the
Mhm.
way they did on this platform. And I really have to say, I am not really happy with Andy that he allowed it to go on so long. I
And
don't
so
think it,
mean.
right.
Yeah.
He never like even tried to temper any of them. He should
No.
have told James and Lala to sit down and
Yeah.
STFU and let's hear from them.
Yeah, he
Like
did a
that was
couple of times,
crazy.
but he wasn't as strong as he has been on some
He
platforms.
wasn't as strong as he is with the housewives.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. He's been very strong with some of the others,
Mhm.
and he did not be as strong. I think Lisa was trying to do more of damage control than Andy was doing.
Yeah.
But they have to realize that a lot of this stuff that they are doing and allowing for ratings can really affect people mentally. And we have to be careful, because a lot of
Completely.
people, can be to the point where they're say, I don't see an end to this. So they would try and make it end. And we don't want that. We want healing to come to Tom. We want healing to come to Raquel. We want healing to come to Ariana. We want healing to come to all of them, every single one. Norma says this. Hey, Norma, thank you so much for being here. She says, I'm so very, very sorry, Aaron. Thank you, Norma, for the love. Sebastian says the same thing. He says, I'm so sorry, Aaron. Aaron's giving y'all hearts up there on the screen, y'all. Norma says, sending you lots of love, Aaron. Thank you, Norma. And Sebastian is sending you hearts as well. And Norma says, I can see how this still hurts Aaron years later. Wow. Thank you so
Not
much, Norma.
not the affair.
No.
The other part, yes, the affair.
Another part, yes. And she said 100% that baby did save you. Wow. Thank you, Norma. That's beautiful. She also says, Aaron, you are so brave, and forgiveness is not easy. It's not. And she also adds this. She said, Erin is the most loving, supportive person I know. Isn't she? I tell people all the time on my channel, and look at Erin, she's a hard worker. She's on screen and still working these comments. I tell people all the time, God dropped
That's
Erin
what I'm
straight
saying.
from the sky. He,
Like,
he dropped her to me.
she, you're amazing, Erin.
Yes. Yes, she
You are
is.
like multitasking away. I love it.
Erin is the best. I actually Norma says this. She said, I understand the pain of betrayal. I understand the emotions were raw, yet Andy allowed this cast to be incredibly personal with their verbal attacks. He did. He allowed that. Bravo promoted the third reunion. People made money wrong. Yeah, yeah, they did.
I I can we talk about the endorsements and how bizarre it is that the least known obscure Bravo celebrities are having all these major endorsements? Like, really? Like, that's kind of making me feel like it's all a money grab and that maybe perhaps somebody knew sooner than they did and finagled it into all of these endorsement opportunities based off of the leak story prior to the season being over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could
Yeah,
have went a whole other way. And
yeah.
even when there's been this kind of scandal on other shows, has it ever resulted in 2011 freaking endorsements for everything from batteries to sex toys,
To that
straight
stuff that Andy
to
was promoting,
chicken
the
to
vodka, whatever, the
yeah,
drink.
Uber Eats,
Yeah,
everything, Bloomingdale's, and all the endorsements are so weird. Usually, you don't see one person getting to endorse so many different types of
yeah,
stuff. Like they have to like do a brand maybe or something like a box of Wheaties,
yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? Like
The
I get it.
Doris
it's
show made
just
me laugh though. I was laughing hysterically.
it makes me it really makes me wonder how planned and plotted this all was.
Right, the puppeteer. The
Yeah.
puppeteer. Yep, that's right. Rajana's here. Hey, Rajana, thank you for being here. She's saying right, and she also thank you, Norma. She says, Amen, Juicy. Thank you so much. And Rajana's giving you hearts, Aaron. She's giving you hearts and prayer hands. And Fifi says, LOL, make it clear, Aaron. I love it. I love it. Make it clear, Aaron. I love it. Rajana said, Hello, Aaron. You're a sweetie pie. Thank you so much for being here, Rajana. Rajana is normally on our Instagram page, and I'm so glad she's here because Erin works the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. Let me tell you guys, may I share this, Erin, about the donations?
Hmm. Sure.
Okay, so on our channel, when we went monetize for our team, I promised and have kept my word that all the money that we make, we split it amongst everybody. That includes Aaron, that includes our whole cast that's on here. Everybody gets a equal part of the funds. And whenever I would send Aaron, I said, Aaron, I got these funds for you. She has never once accepted one dime, you guys. She has donated to charities, organizations, every single penny that I've offered her.
Amazing.
And let me tell you, I was like, I went to my husband and I said, she just won't take the money. I keep trying to give it to her. She won't take the money. She'll send me an organization. She'll say, here's their Cash App. And I'll Cash App it over to them and send her the screenshot that I Cash App it, but she has not accepted one dime. And that to me lets me know that her heart is really into helping folks. And I'm praying that not only this channel, but the other channels that you are helping, that it will blow up so good in a positive way that you will reap your reward of whatever that is you're looking for, Aaron. I'm praying for that. Yes,
I
Aaron.
felt I had though.
See?
I
So
felt I
we get
had.
bigger, we're
Right
going to get the
on.
whole team. As we get bigger, Aaron, we already said Aaron's in charge of social media. She is going to have a whole team. A
I
whole
felt I
team.
had because I prayed last summer. A lot of people in the chat are my friends. Dad passed away. It was not my faith that was questioned, but I felt I needed help. And
Wow.
then the juice came on. AT2, who everybody knows I love AT2.
I
I've
love
been
A.
following him forever. And the juice came on, and then for some reason, AT2 and I do chat a little bit, and he said, I think you should. I'm like, I think I want to follow the juice. And he said, yes, I feel like that's your home. And he
Yeah.
goes, and he didn't say just follow her. He said, I think that's your home, Aaron.
Oh, I love
Wow.
I
And so,
love
yeah,
you too.
It's
Listen, you are a gift from us. And listen, we have team meetings, and I spoke to the team and I said, listen, I said, when we get big, and not when we are eventually going to get big, I've also already got my the LLC for our juice network because we are expanding. And I said, we are going to already, Aaron has a position of social media leader. Like all the other report to Aaron. We have already spoke that into existence because we're real serious about this thing. But I just wanted them to know your sincere heart, Aaron. It's not about you can't buy Aaron. You can't buy her. You cannot buy her, you guys. And she's going to go where God sends her. And I love that she invites people to come along and she'll let them know, be nice, be nice. And that's what we are here. And Aaron actually helps our team to stay in that nice mode. We thought we were nice when we started, but when Aaron came, we said we got work to do. we got to be better because Aaron is so amazing. She made us even see our own flaws. And that's a good thing because it helps us to get cleaned up. And we appreciate you being here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, Aaron. You are family. Thank you so much to AT2 and his wisdom for having you to come on over here. And AT2 is my brother. Let me tell you, I love him so much, as we do Curves and Diva, Royer's World, and so many others that we've connected with. But Aaron, you are a special jewel, and I'm so grateful to
yes, I
have
get to be a
you.
mod for both of you.
Yes.
Yes,
I love
exactly.
We'll get through these rest of these comments and then we'll be closing out here. Norma says, mark my words, Bravo or someone will ask Raquel for an exclusive one-on-one. It's all about profit. Yeah, because they got this new show coming that Aaron and I will talk about real brief after we get through these comments. Rajana says, OMG, you just made me tear up. I'm so serious. Heart of gold. Wow. Yes, Rajana, she has a heart of gold. She does. She does. And Fifi says, sending love to you, Aaron. I love it. I love it. And Raquel says, you guys be blessed. I have to get back to work. I absolutely love you all so much. I sincerely do. Thank you so much, Rajana. Appreciate you so much. Rajana was on our show as well. We interviewed her. She was on the show 60 Days In right here in Georgia. A wonderful show. Y'all go check that out. It is still streaming, I think, on Netflix or one of those channels, 60 Days In. She was great on there. And I love that we are connected with her. I love it. So, Aaron, tell us about this other few episodes that are coming up on Vanderbilt as we close this out.
So there are 3 more things to watch, guys, that are going to premiere on Wednesdays. And Peacock, it will have the extended stuff going on. So I will be watching on Peacock because I want to see the extended. But it's going to be next week is the reveal of secrets, which I think we're going to see more of the cut stuff that landed on the floor, which may be more interesting to see if we see more of the affair stuff before it came out and more of the clues.
Mm.
And I think that they said there's no more big scandals coming out this week with the last thing. The rest are going to be more wrap ups to the season. And then I am glad that they, like most shows, try and pick right back up. They are going to give them a little bit of a break so these people can heal.
Yes.
And I thought that was the right thing to do because a lot of people are like, no, we want to pick right back up. No, let these people heal.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of healing that needs to happen after
Absolutely.
reunions.
Curves, what do you think? What do you think as we close this out? What's your closing thoughts on this show or any of the events we talked about today?
Well, I feel like I'm finally glad that's the last secret. Whoo, Scandival is officially over. People, it's 6:08 on, what is it, 6/9/2023? It's over. We know everything there is to know. And whew, it wasn't that bad. I feel like Raquel hit the nail on the head. She was human. She made a mistake.
Yes.
Tom, I was disappointed in Tom Sandoval. Let me just say this real quick.
Sure.
I was disappointed. He just sat there, him and his awkward long pauses and loss of words all of a sudden, unless they were, cutting. You know what I mean? Like, I was super disappointed when Tom Schwartz was like, Tom, tell him. And he just sat there and didn't say anything. So scary, so cowardly, so disappointing, Tom. No wonder you're singing. You have to finally get it out. I understand. Good luck with that. But communicating relationships.
Yes, they need to communicate. Go ahead, Curtis.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Try to communicate in the relationships.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
try to keep it spicy. Definitely. Hey, And I'm just going to say it. Don't be adverse to a sniff check once in a while. If you see something, say something. Okay, if you have a fleeting thought when that fool came in at 3 o'clock in the morning, just be like, hey, babe, stick your hand in his pants. Take a deep whiff. If it smells too clean, you have a problem. If it smells too dirty, you have a problem. Work it out. Don't be afraid, ladies. Don't be afraid, gentlemen. It has saved many a life, many a heartache. Just do the sniff test. You know, intuition is beautiful.
It
That's
is.
God's gift for us.
It is.
And
Every woman
so,
has it. Every
yeah.
woman has it.
So
Yes.
don't be afraid to do that. You know, I've been married for some years. I do them now for fun. You know,
I can't with you, Curve. I cannot, Curve. But let me
I
tell
love you,
you,
Curves.
I know,
you
right?
know.
You gotta love her. You gotta love her. But you know what? Listen, she's valid points though. You do have to, your intuition, and there are sometimes you may have to question, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at you. Norma says this. She says, "My first time here, and I love it." Well, thank you, Norma. She says, "I just like and subscribe. Thank you so much." She said, "This is supportive, uplifting channel. I'll be coming in more blessings." Thank you so
Oh,
much.
right on. Norma's
I
so
love
wonderful.
Norma. Norma's
I
my
Love
love
favorite
it.
Norma.
her.
Congratulations and thank you for being here as well. Thank you to our newest subscriber. We appreciate you and we look forward to seeing you in the comments and chats. And Erin will be there to greet you as well. We call her our main usher. Everybody that comes in the door, she greets them at the door. So thank you so very much. And thank you, Erin, for inviting everybody over on our channel today to be here with us. Thank you so much for having your beautiful smile, beautiful features, beautiful face on our channel today. Thank you so very much. And again, Aaron, thank you so very much for all your hard work that you do. You're not selfish at all. You just give, no matter what time, no matter what day, no matter what hour. As soon as I can hit a button, Curves, I think sometimes I'm going live by myself and I'll hit
Yeah.
that button to go live, no
And there's
notification. And
Erin.
Aaron's right there. She's
Yep.
right there.
Right
She's right
there.
there. And
Right
also her
freaking
brother
there.
Mark. Mark is amazing as well. To Mark, thank you so very much because when Aaron's not there, Mark is there and he listen, they're the team. They're the team. And I love y'all so very much, Aaron. I truly do love you so very much. I continue to pray your happiness. I continue to pray success in life. I continue to pray your joy will be overfilled and overflowed. And it is because, thank you, Holy Spirit, because it's overflowing to all of us. And I'm receiving it. I'm not
Yeah.
letting none of it drop on the ground. I'm receiving all that love you have. Thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate you. Fifi said this. She says, "Thank you, Aaron, for sharing. Someone will be blessed." I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And Norma said, Curve, she said, "You cracking me up." She's Curves is a hoot. You guys go over to Curve's channel. I believe Aaron put it in the chat. Y'all go
Right
over to
on.
Curve's
Thank you.
channel and follow her and subscribe to her channel as well. She is amazing. She's out here in these social media streets. She has everybody cracking up and she's giving her thoughts and opinions. And I love it. I want to
Right
thank
on.
Aaron
Thanks.
and Curves for being here again today. Thank y'all so very much. This is our quick review of Vanderpump Rules and these three reunion that they had. I do want to say this. I pray healing for everyone.
Yeah.
I pray healing for every single one of them on there. And I pray that this will be a move in the right direction for everybody. And as they see each other on the streets, that there's no harm, there is no hurt, there's no anger, there's no bitterness. But all there is the ability to move forward in love some kind of way. I know that the hurt is there and it happens. We know that hurt is there, but I'm praying that the hurt will not stay. I'm praying that Ariana can get over it, as well as Lala, James, Tom, the two Toms. Let me get everybody. Katie, Raquel, all of them, every single one, even Lisa and Andy. Everybody get some healing. That other one, I forgot her name, Sheena. Sheena, get some healing, and I'm glad that Raquel dropped the restraining
Restraining
order.
order. Yeah.
I'm glad she dropped it because I really think that Sheena was guilty. I
Me
think she was guilty.
too.
I think she was
I do
guilty.
too.
I think that's why she cried real hard because she was glad that that thing was dropped and she didn't have to go through that. But healing to everybody. Healing
Exactly.
to everybody. I love it. And listen, Curves, Norma says, I follow and subscribe to Curves. She has a beautiful
Oh, I
morning.
love Norma.
Thank you so much.
She is a
Amen.
fabulous actress, and she has something out right now. I forget the name of it. But do you know Aaron?
Yeah, but I'm so nervous I can't talk. Norma, can you drop it?
I love it. But Erin is reminding everybody to come back tomorrow for our love discussion at 12. We have a super great show tomorrow. Tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have our love tour. We're getting on the love train with Diva and Royer. They're stopping on over here, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Y'all come on back, get that notification bell on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that other stuff. Y'all check us out, but be here tomorrow at 12 noon. We're going to discuss the 9 types of love. You want to hear this. This is going to be amazing. So I'll see y'all tomorrow at 12 noon. Thank you so very much. Norma saying, oh, I love it. Norma says, I know I just shot a film. I'll share when it comes out. All right.
Okay.
Norma, let us know when it comes out. Curse, thank you for being here. Aaron,
Thank you for having me.
much for being here. Appreciate you so much. We're getting ready to get out of here. Let me go ahead and run this screen real quick. Let me get up here because I'm in this channel by myself today. Team's not here, but Aaron is here. Let me get this other comment here. Norma is saying, oh, I love it. All right, you guys, y'all have a blessed day. Aaron, thank you so very much. Have a wonderful night. Tell Mark I said hello. Give him a great big hug for me and your sisters as well. Curves, thank you so very much. Tell Milo I
Have
said,
a good one, everybody. Love you.
tell your dog Milo I said hello too.
Peace.
I love it.
All
All right.
right.
Y'all stay blessed. Bye-bye, guys. Good night, everybody.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial series. It is a lunch and learn program at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and hot topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our single moms club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, Noye Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.